Welcome to the Nate Hate Show, and I'm your fucking stupid host, Nathan Holland. You know that already, though. And today I'm just going to do a solo podcast of me ranting about stupid Reno criminals. What's new? What's new? Fucking Troy Driver is not getting bail for murdering Naomi. That's pretty much without saying. Ugh. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, guys. This Troy Driver guy basically kidnapped this girl, Naomi Irion, and she actually worked with me at Panasonic. Funny story about that. I actually made a joke about her getting murdered, and it bombed worse than anything that I've ever done. And that's saying a lot, because I bomb a lot. I tell a lot of jokes that people don't like and usually get upset about. And basically, they said that they might have identified her by a necklace, and they asked me how my weekend was, and I had said that it was shit because I was out digging around in the desert, found a cool necklace, and the cops beat the shit out of me and made me give it back. Everybody's just staring at me fucking awkwardly. I was pretty confused. I was like, oh, I mean, someone else made a way worse joke than that before. And there was one person that didn't just look like surprised. They looked disgusted. Turns out that's their cousin. And I was making jokes about her cousin getting murdered with her in the room. But oh well. I guess I'll actually go to the Troy Driver case, see what the fuck is going on with this. Yeah, basically, there's a shuttle system for Panasonic, and it doesn't really matter where you are in Reno or Carson City or Fallon or Fernley. You can get, they have a bunch of shuttles that go to a bunch of different places, and they pick people up for work. And the hours are like 6:30, it's 6:30 to 7:15. And she was on day shift. So she was actually there asleep in a Walmart parking lot at like 5 a.m. And Troy came and woke her up with I'm assuming a gun to her face. And I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it's kind of funny. But Troy came, and basically they had a video of him in a hoodie getting in the car with her and driving off. And I had already known at that point, if you get kidnapped by somebody and you go to a second location, if it's down to the kindness of their heart at that point. And I had said, she's dead. They're going to find her in a shallow grave in the North Desert above Reno. And they found her there. Not because I put her there. I didn't murder her. But I knew. I figured, guys. I've been doing this a long time as far as watching people get murdered and kidnapped. And usually kidnapping back in the day used to be good. Like in the 80s, it was just like, oh, I want a kid. And then someone would kidnap you. And they just kind of raise you as their own kid. I don't know when it became a thing that if you are going to kidnap somebody, there has to be a child rape or a murder. But I guess that's the thing now. Fucking Troy's not even the craziest Reno nigga, I wouldn't say. Yeah, he killed a woman. I'd say that's about 4 out of 10 on the craziness scale. But this guy, let's see, what's his name? Fucking, just say Brown. This dickhead got arrested for torturing and killing and dismembering 7 dogs. Ooh. Jason Brown is his name. 32 years old. He wouldn't have a chance for parole. Wait. Oh. He wasn't going to get parole, but because he killed dogs, not people, you can. Ugh. Animals are treated as personal property in Nevada law. See, that's tough. I don't know how I would do that because can't really treat a dog like a human. Not a human. If a little fucking dachshund runs out in front of you and you run it over with your car, do you really want to go to jail for manslaughter? I don't think so. But I think maybe just look at this guy and say, he's dismembering dogs. This is a serial killer waiting to happen. Why am I saying that? Is it just because, he's doing a crazy thing, must be a serial killer? No. Serial killers usually follow a similar pattern of how they build up to murdering someone or multiple someones. It doesn't usually just start out as, listen to me talking like I am a serial killer. It doesn't usually just start out as I'm going to go and kill a bunch of people. It usually starts out with they're a weird kid that hurts animals and shit. And this guy's 35, so I guess he's or 32, so I guess it's a little past the kid age, but still, fuck me, fucking. You go around hurting dogs, and you just kind of like the first time you hurt a dog, I'd imagine that you fucking feel horrible about it. I mean, unless you're just that fucking evil, but then you go to another dog or something, and then another one, and then another one, and then you're like, killing dogs isn't really my thing. I'm gonna go to people, and then I'm sure after he did the first, or after he would have done the first person, he'd be like, ooh, that was a lot more blood than a dog, and then he'd fucking probably throw up, not feel great, and then later on maybe come back and do a little bit more crime. Ooh, this is a good one. Man armed with screwdriver yelling at cars prompts I-80 closure. And this dude is clearly a spick or a black dude. I say, what is this guy? Yeah, I'll stick with what I said. Clearly a spick or a black dude. And they had to close I-80 West because this dickhead is standing in the middle of the road fucking with a screwdriver threatening cars. I'd say that's probably like 8 out of 10 on the Reno crazy scale. I know I just put murdering a woman at 4 out of 10, but yeah, because this is why this is more crazy than fucking murdering a woman. Murdering a woman, I imagine, probably wouldn't be that hard. If you're a man, that is. You're probably stronger than women, so that's not going to go too horribly for you unless she has a gun or you're an idiot, I guess. But this guy, armed with a screwdriver, not a gun, is yelling at cars. Now, a little well-known fact about cars is they like to hit people. Not the car specifically, but they don't stop you from getting hit. And, I mean, I guess, like, if someone's driving at me, even if I have a gun, I'm not going to stay in the way of them. This crazy motherfucker smiling in his mugshot because he wanted to die. There's one reason why you go waving a screwdriver in front of cars on the interstate, and it's because you want to die. There's no real... Let's think about this. You stop a car. What do you do somehow get a car to stop that's going on the interstate. What are you going to do? Are you going to just put that shit straight through their window and just hope you fucking kill them with one like blow or something? Like you're the one of those Indians off of fucking Indiana Jones with the Kalema and then fucking ripping the heart out and it's still beating. Like that's not going to happen. This dude wanted to get hit. I can't believe that it was anything other than him wanting to get hit. He couldn't have cared that much. Fuck that guy. Let's look at some more Reno crime. Ooh, wind and snow cause issue in Sierra and northern Nevada. Yeah, very strange. Yesterday it was like 60 and celebration of life with Naomi. Okay, but yesterday it was like 60 and today it's snowy as fuck and I'm gonna have to drive all the way to fucking down. Well, I guess I shouldn't really describe exactly where Panasonic is. You guys wouldn't really get it anyways unless you're out here from here. Ooh. The Reno news is interesting today. 9 arrested for DUI and RPD saturation patrol. What? What is that? Saturation patrol. Damn. They fucking really set up a checkpoint and were checking people. You know, fucking stupid Reno cops. You should watch Reno 911. That would perfectly sum up these idiots. You'll literally be skating downtown and one of those fucking fools will walk up to you. This is a no skate zone. You can't do tricks because you're going to fall and hurt yourself. Hey, jackass, I'm not doing tricks. I'm falling down over here. I'm not doing skate tricks and fucking going and suing people. I'm just an idiot that's trying to learn how to do this shit. I'm not going to sue anyone. Fuck you. Come over. And then they... It's really funny because they really freak out on homeless people when they can, because those are the only people that really nothing happens to them for doing it. And I kind of throw the homeless people in harm's way. There have been times where I'll pay a homeless dude to go and knock a drink out of a cop's hand or just like go spit in his face or something. It's definitely not the best for them. Like they always get arrested, but I only really do it during the winter months because they can stay out of the cold at least. Don't do it to Mexicans because I'll beat the shit out of them and murder them in prison if they're illegals. It's not a joke. That's just something that happens. Ooh. Suspect sought in possible road rage shooting on I-80. Good for us in Reno. Somewhere between Wells and Pyramid Way. Okay, so I can completely understand just off of reading that alone what happened. Wells is exit 14. Pyramid Way is exit 18. I used to live off Pyramid Way. And basically, in between Wells and exit 15 is like the junction where it's a north and south interstate and east and west interstate. That's always fucking packed. Always fucking packed. There's always like a fucking mile long line because there's the exit out of Wells that exits into the, like whenever you get onto the interstate, you're already in the lane where people need to go to get on like either north or south. And that shit is fucking annoying because every day you go by it, you always have to panic because there's fucking one entire line of cars that's backed up like a mile, and you'll see it like last second around a corner and you're like, oh shit, there's everybody here. And people just start driving like morons. Like they don't want to be in the middle lane because they're like, oh my God, someone might merge out on the middle. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that definitely could happen. I'm speaking like in a crazy voice, but that's really what I'm worried about, I guess. But fucking, I don't know, man. People don't know how to drive here. It's very strange. There's a 4-lane road. One of the lanes closes, but there's still a sign that says that it's open. And you'll go through that shit. It's just fucking annoying, man. You know how traffic works. I don't need to explain to you traffic. Fucking, let's see. Oh, they haven't found the guy. It's a white dude, long dark hair, between 25 and 35. Someone needs to check on Jake Burzamato. I mean, he's not 25. White GMC Acadia SUV. Okay, I guess you're safe this time, Jake. You might not have been the crazy shooter, nigga. Reno mom angry after stranger attempted to lure her daughter to car. Idlewild Park. I skate there.
I'm
awesome.
angry to know.
Let's see what fucking 12-year-old Billy and her friend 13. Why did they give the 12-year-old's name if they were just going to say her friend about the whatever. They're walking to Idlewild Park when a gold sedan pulled over and the driver offered them a ride. They said no, said Vanessa Vancouver, Billy's mother. The guy apparently said, are you sure? At that point, my daughter yelled no and ran in the opposite direction because they saw families and kids. So that's a little concerning. I mean, not for me. No pedophile is going to look at my stupid old ass and think, oh, I want that. And you're like, oh, I hope that guy doesn't beat the shit out of me if he sees me fucking kids. Jesus. Reno news. I just got to keep you guys updated. Fucking, this isn't Reno news, but I was rewatching the Zuckerberg testimony in front of Congress last night, just because I don't know if you guys know about my job, but I don't really be doing anything. I just kind of be wandering around, being retarded. Wait, hold up. Ooh, transgender treatment ban challenged by lawsuit in Alabama. 2 families of transgender teens and 2 physicians. Oh my God. Oh wait, never mind. So I read this wrong. It says 2 families of transgender teens and 2 physicians sued the state of Alabama on Monday to overturn a law that makes it a crime for doctors to treat trans youths under 19. That's where I stopped reading for a second. That's where I was freaking out. And then it says, with puberty blockers or hormones to help affirm their gender identity. All right, well, this is the perfect, I guess, forum for me to explain myself on this in a better way that's not just me screaming at the camera of why this isn't normal. Just because, first of all, fuck those 2 doctors. Not the families as much. Families are idiots. But the doctors that are really trying to sue the state for not letting you fuck up a kid. Guys, I don't think you understand. You should look up videos of people that took puberty blockers or like hormones to help change their gender. You should look up the ones that changed their mind later on down the road and became suicidal because they still had a dick that didn't work or they had a pussy that didn't get wet. That shit, well, I don't know about that second one, but that first one is for real. There's people that get suicidal because of the the effects of what they thought they wanted to do back then. They didn't foresee where it would go. And I mean, you can't blame them. They're kids. That's why you don't give a kid the free will to go and do some stupid shit that they can't reverse later. Like, just because they say, oh, you can stop taking the puberty blocker hormones, that doesn't reverse the situation. If I go and I start drugging you with heroin and your Cheerios, that doesn't even work. But if I started doing that, it's not like you would be addicted. Like, let's say that did work and you could just like eat heroin and get high off of it and get addicted. It's not like me just like doing that after a while and then stopping doing that would be like, oh, well, he's no longer on heroin. Like, no, like you're still going to be addicted to heroin and you're still going to have had all the physiological effects of the heroin, of what it does to your body and shit. I'm not against people becoming trans. Like, whatever. If you're 19 and you decide, hey, I want to cut my dick off and I want to be a woman, that's on you, bro. I can't like make decisions for you. Like, that seems like a horrible idea to me. I wouldn't want to do that shit. I like my dick, but I mean, if you want to do it, whatever, when you're 19, because guess what? If you're 19 and go do that shit, you're an adult at that point. I don't really feel that bad for you. Like, if you well, no, that's not true. If someone were to cut their dick off and then afterwards be like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, I'm going to feel fucking horrible for them. But I'm going to feel bad for them at the basis of, I wish they hadn't done that to themselves. But whenever you take, they're saying under 19 is what the family was suing for. Let's just think about what that means. 18, 17, 16, 15. You don't even need to explain to you numbers. But think about like yourself as an 18-year-old. How confident would you be in your 18-year-old self to make a very serious decision like changing genders that's going to last for the rest of your life? Because I can tell you there's not a single goddamn decision that I would leave to my 18-year-old self to make for the rest of my life, me. I mean, maybe you guys are just such a smart 18-year-old that you would stick with it or something, or like you think that you would get a tattoo or something when you're 18 because it won't look stupid whenever you're 5 years later, like looking at your fucking stick figure family getting ate by a dinosaur or whatever the fuck you idiots get tattooed on you. I don't know, man. An 18-year-old, like, even there, I'd say, yeah, you're an adult. You can fuck yourself over if you want to. I'm going to feel bad for you. I'm not going to say you can't do it. Now, once you get in under 18 age, I don't want to just say like, oh, under 18, like 17, and then go down to 16. But like, let's look at it. Like, I don't want to speak out of my ass. I'll pull up the stat of how many trans kids, how many how would I word this? How many transgenders are under 18 in the US? Okay, well, this is 0.6. All right, so there's about 150,000 13 to 17-year-olds that are transgender. They don't do anything under that. Well, they don't have that stat on here. 13, I literally couldn't even imagine, like, if I was 13 years old, getting to make a decision, like if your parents come up to you and they're like, oh, do you, because if you're a kid, you don't just say, I want to change my gender. That's not a fucking thing that even crosses your mind unless someone puts that idea in your mind. And that's why they want to go and teach that stupid shit in fucking schools. And you shouldn't let that happen. If you're a parent and your kid is going to a school where they're fucking going and teaching your kid about gayness and shit, like at the age of like 13, take them out of that school. You don't need to know that shit. Maybe you could, not because I hate gay people, not because I hate trans people, but because it's a kid. You don't want to put ideas in a kid's mind. When I was a kid, I went and watched Kung Fu Panda and came out and thought I knew Kung Fu and that I could be a panda. Like, yeah, if you put something in front of a kid's face, they're going to think it's cool because it's something they're not doing and it's different and they just want to be different and get attention. Like, You think that you're gonna fucking bring up gayness and transgender in front of like kindergartners and a couple of them that end up being that way? It isn't because they were talked to that way. Like, I would strongly assume out of transgenders that are under 18 that went through the procedure and shit had a discussion about that early on. Cause like, you don't just come to that decision yourself of, oh, I feel like this. First of all, that's sexist as fuck. Like, think about that. You're a dude and you're like, oh, well, I just like rom-coms, so I must be a woman. That's just saying that basically what they're saying is men and women are completely different. And if you're a man that has feminine qualities, then it must be because you were born in the wrong body. Born in the wrong body. See, that doesn't even make sense to me. You're going to say, I was born in the wrong body. You might feel that way. That doesn't make it fucking true all of a sudden just because you say that shit. Like, born in the wrong body. No, that doesn't happen. Like, you're born in your body. Like, there's a bunch of sperm. They go have a little racy race. And one of them will get to the egg due to the egg shooting fucking little laser beams at sperm that it doesn't want to impregnate it. And then you get a baby. And I don't even think gender forms until like the last couple of months in the womb. But like, you don't, I mean, like, I don't get it. It's literally like saying there's no such thing as gay people. Like, you're just born in the wrong body. Like, you're not a dude that wants to get fucked by dudes. If you want to get fucked by dudes, it must mean you're a woman, right? And it's like, also, I didn't have anything else to say. You got me. I'm done on the transgenders. We'll move back to the crime. This family's stupid, by the way. Suing the state of Alabama. What else is there on this bit? Oh my God. Fucking Trump. Trump is gonna fucking win this shit again, dude. I'm telling you. Slow Biden. Oh my God. I didn't vote for him. You motherfuckers voted for him. I might not have liked Trump, but there's no shot I would have voted for that fucking skeleton over him. And everyone's talking about, oh, he just has a stutter. No, nigga. He's like 80. Your brain starts to get worse at 80. That's why we put old people in homes, because they don't deserve to be treated like people. They aren't people. Everybody knows that. Trump is old, but he's old in a different way. That nigga is crazy. Like, if you look at pictures of like Obama before and after he was in office, and like fucking George Bush before and after he was in office, and Bill Clinton before, especially Bill Clinton, I'd say, fucking before and after they're in office, they all look, well, granted, they all did 2 terms. But compared to Trump just looked more orange. He just put on more spray on tan and combed over his hair to a different side. That's... Damn, I need to not have a computer in front of me so I don't fucking let my ADHD jump all over the place. But if Trump wins, the thing is actually, I don't really see anybody being able to beat Trump out of the Republican Party other than Ron DeSantis. Like, hopefully Ron DeSantis runs, the governor of Florida. He did an awesome job with COVID. He just said, hey, this is America. It's about freedom. If you want to fucking risk going out and getting a disease that probably won't kill you, go ahead. If you don't want to, guess what? You can stay indoors and mind your own fucking business. That was a good call. Good job, Ron DeSantis. I think that guy should be the next Republican nominee because he's similar to Trump in that he's not Joe Biden, I guess, but he just doesn't have the stupid, mean tweets. And that's really my only quarrel with Trump is the annoying ass tweets where you wake up one morning and look at Twitter and you see Trump leaving a message for Iran that if they even so much as bat an eye at him the wrong way, he's going to start going and blowing up religious areas. And like, you're like, oh, Trump, maybe don't do that. That's like the earliest place of fucking civilization. That would probably not be looked upon greatly by history. And I mean, he didn't do it, but like, Him even making that threat scared the shit out of me. And fucking everybody else I know didn't like him for his tweets. You can't really find something that he did that you don't like unless, I mean, well, let's be honest. You just didn't look for anything other than what you didn't like. And whenever you read it, it's written by somebody that had an opinion. And I mean, maybe their goal was to make Trump look worse or something. Yes, I am saying that Trump wasn't that bad, by the way. Trump is not that bad. Especially whenever you look at Joe Biden. Like, let's just compare the withdrawal from Afghanistan. We all wanted that. We've all been talking about wanting to get our troops out of places they don't need to be. It's not like just doing that on its own made us dislike Joe Biden. But the lack of planning, I should say, that he had with that shit, where it's just like, oh, you guys are all in Camden. Go to Reno. No. Everybody get out. Everybody get out. Everybody in Camden, get out. There's a nuke coming towards you. Get out now. Pick up your shit. Don't even pack. Leave. And then fucking everybody leaves in a panic. Leaves fucking your cars. Leaves your guns. Leaves everything. Leaves your Apache helicopters all over the place for the terrorists to just come in. And, like, there's no planning for that. Like, yeah, Trump also wanted to pull the people out. He had a plan for it. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. But I guarantee you it would have worked better than no plan. And I gotta say, I don't think Vladimir Putin would have been as balls to the wall with this Ukraine shit if he hadn't seen how much of a failure Biden was when he did anything to do with the military. I don't really think that they would have, I don't think they would have proceeded with the amount of non-caution that they had been going with. I mean, like, they're literally basically the way Russia works. The road to Kyiv, like the capital of Ukraine, I believe, that they were taking, if they would have went around there, this is completely unrelated, by the way. Sorry for my ADHD. I'm not going to remember what the fuck I was talking about. Maybe I will if I record these live someday and you guys can tell me. But I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. But basically, if you want to get to Kyiv from wherever the fuck you are in Russia, like on the border, you got to go through one road because right now everything is muddy as shit. And so if they tried to take the tanks out and weren't just going down one road, they get stuck. And that's not really a place you want to be, is stuck in a tank in a country you're invading in the woods. It's I'd venture to say that's not great. I wouldn't like that, I guess. But I don't know. You might have seen the videos of like the Russian tanks that are all like moving in. Ew, I'm sorry for that. I won't ever do that again. But you might have seen the videos of the like lines of tanks that the Russians are moving in. And then somebody being the Joker just on the side of the road with the fucking anti-tank gun blowing them to fucking nothing. That's basically because they have to take one road there. I'm like, they're trying to move all their bullshit in. And they're not really, I mean, they're not thinking about it, but there's just not much that they could do, I guess, other than that. If they want to get their tanks there, that is. I mean, fuck. Russia's been doing, Putin's fucking on trial for war crimes, which we all know war crimes are just something that you dole out to the loser after the fact. Fucking, I would say, shit, even if Russia gets the Donetsk region that they wanted and Crimea fully annexed, still, I would say they're the fucking loser of this. They really fucking went and lost like field marshals and shit and high-ranking military members. And it's 100% because of the region I just said. They've got one path that they're going on. Imagine if you're about to get in a fight with a dude and right before the fight, you realize, this doesn't make any sense, by the way, but just pretend it does. You'll be fine. Imagine right before the fight, you see that he doesn't have a left arm. So you don't have to worry about any punches coming from his left side at all. You know for a fact they're coming through his right side or through his legs. You're gonna, if you're like a UFC fighter maybe, you're gonna fucking prepare. You're gonna load up. You're gonna drop. You're gonna make yourself look like you're open. Like, oh yeah, come in, punch me with the right hand. And as soon as they do that, you're going to dodge it and stick them in their shit. That's pretty much what Ukraine did. That fucking President Zelensky. I like that guy. He's a comedian. He actually played the president in a TV show and then went and became president. Wow. Imagine somebody is just famous and known for being in charge on television and idiots go and elect them to run a country. I couldn't imagine that. That would never happen here in America, ever. I say with a fucking half smile on my face. Yeah. But that's basically what's going on in Russia right now, as far as like if you've seen those videos of the tanks blowing up and like those people, like their high ranking officials getting killed. They're all coming in from one way. Like they got to be with their tanks. They're not just going to fly in and be like, oh, my tanks will get here soon. You will see them very soon. They're coming from this road. And then he just sees like explosions all the way down the road coming and then just no tanks come. But no, they'll ride with the convoy and like, oh, everybody's going with the tanks and maybe one of their leaders is in those tanks and he gets blown up. Now, like, someone gets blown up in war. That's always pretty fucking crazy, I guess. But it's a lot crazier in war, I'd assume, because I haven't been in there. A lot crazier in war whenever your leader gets killed and then you got to kind of wait for the next guy to step up. I know if that was me, I'd probably step up myself and be like, well, guys, I guess I'm the leader now, and hope to God that I didn't get shot in my shit. Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to call it on this one. You idiots fucking keep tuning into my shit. You'll love it. Here, I wanted to test one of these out, so I guess I will. Oh, not that one. I'm an idiot. Don't be like the fucking stupid spick that was running out with screwdrivers yelling at cars on I-80. Don't be like the dog killer. Don't be fucking Troy Driver. Have a good day, guys. You fucking assholes. You fucking assholes. I'm Andrew Dice Clay. I'm Andrew Dice Gay. I like men now. I know you guys wanted that. That's okay. I gave it to you for free. End of the episode, though.